Hello everyone! Welcome back to Science Online class. Today we're gonna talk about atomic structure part 2. You can find this in your chemistry book, page 80. Isotopes. Isotopes are atoms of the same element with different numbers of neutrons in their nuclei. For example, H11, H12, H13. Hydrogen 1, hydrogen 2, hydrogen 3. 1 represents the mass number. So 1, 2, and 3. They have equal numbers of protons, 1, 1, and 1. And for neutral atoms, they have same number of electrons, 1, 1, and 1. But they have different numbers of neutrons, since their mass number are different. Let's take another example. Uranium-235 and uranium-238. They have equal numbers of protons. And for neutral atoms, they have same number of electrons, 92 and 92. But they have different number of neutrons since their mass number are different. Carbon-14 and carbon-12. They have equal numbers of protons and electrons for neutral atoms, but different numbers of neutrons. Arrangement of electrons in atoms. Electrons in an atom move around the nucleus in regions known as electron shells. Take a look at this. The first layer is the nucleus, or the core of the atom. It contains neutrons and protons. At the outer of the nucleus, it is K shell, and then L shell, M shell, etc. The characteristic of electron shells. The first electron shell can hold at most 2 electrons and is always filled first. The second electron shell can hold up to 8 electrons and is filled in order. The third electron shell is filled in order. If you want to know the maximum number of electrons per shell, take a look at this. Shell number 1 can hold up to 2 electrons. Shell number 2 can hold up to 8 electrons. Shell number 3 can hold up to 18 electrons. You can find this using this formula, 2n squared. Structure and electronic configurations. Arrangement of electrons can be represented by its electronic structure and electronic configuration. To know what electronic structure is, let's take a look at this. Magnesium atom with proton number of 12. It means it has electron number of 12. You have to arrange the electrons in magnesium atom shells. Look at this. We know that the first shell can hold up to 2 electrons. So let's put 2 electrons in here. The second one can hold up to 8 electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the third electron shell can hold up to 18 electrons. But since we have 2 more electrons left, we have to put 2 electrons shell. Now, electronic configuration. The electronic configuration shows the number of electrons in each shell. We know that in the first shell, there are 2 electrons. In the second shell, there are 8 electrons. And in the third shell, there are 2 electrons. Valence electrons. You can find this in your textbook, page 83. Valence shell or outer shell is the shell that is farthest away from the nucleus of the atom, while valence electrons or outer electrons are the electrons in the outer shell of an atom. Look at this. Electrons in magnesium atom. So, valence shell or outer shell is this, or the third shell. Inside the third shell or the outer shell, there are two electrons. Two electrons. So, these two electrons are the valence electrons or the outer electrons. So, if you are asked to find the number of valence electrons, it is 2. Now, let's try to make a neutral atom of oxygen. Let's find out the number of protons of oxygen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So oxygen has 8 proton numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oxygen. I want to make it neutral. I want to make it neutral. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Neutral but unstable. Let's add some neutrons. Now, find out the electrons that are in the outer shell. Yes, this one, in the second shell. How many outer electrons or how many valence electrons? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the atom oxygen has the valence electrons of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's recall periodic table. As you can see, elements are arranged in order of increasing proton number and in rows called periods and columns called groups. Columns and rows or period. The elements in the same group have the same number of valence electrons. You can try it yourself. And hence similar chemical properties. Level, I only use 3 shells. So the maximum proton number that we discuss in this chapter is only 18, or until argon. Students, you may try this out yourself because in there are key answers that can be used to study about this chapter. That's all for Atomic Structure Part 2. I'll see you on the next meeting. Bye-bye.